Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are back again with some more ItWorks reaction videos, because that's mostly what I can find trainings wise. So yay me. But anyways, a lot of these I remember seeing are being shared to like the team when we were on there, and I just kind of want to break them down for you guys. So this one I was talking about. There was one about, the last one I was talking about had to do with like your spouse not supporting you. This one is a tip to strengthen your marriage. Yeah. We're getting tips from ItWorks Huns, multi-level marketing Huns, on how to strengthen our marriage. This is a 7-minute long video. I'll try not to stop it too many times, but you know me, I stop it a lot and I have to speak my opinion. So, disclaimer, I'm not using this to bully this person, nor do I want you to go find this person to bully them either. Please leave a very calm, collected discussion below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you'd like to see any other content or if you'd like me to react to something else. But other than that, I'm not blurring this woman's face because she's very high up in ItWorks Global and she has posted these videos publicly, so I therefore have the right to use them. So, do not bully or harass. I'm going to try to behave myself and not be too rude. I'm trying to be a little more educational. So, let's get started with this. We'll see how far we get.
Taylor and I are sporting the same outfit. It's pretty cute, right?
I'm pretty sure those are the ItWorks robes.
My wife.
You're so funny, dude. Anyway, so the tip that I have for you guys today is something that's for your relationship with your boyfriend, your spouse, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever they are to you, because it's one of the most important things in your life. And obviously, if your relationship with them is good, then it's going to benefit your business. So really quickly, I just got to get on the computer to share with you something that Taylor and I have used to help our relationship. There is a website, and those of you who know us probably have already known this, but there's a website that we went to and we took a test to figure out what our love languages were. So here's the web view. This is what it looks like. It's called 5 Love Languages. It's just 5lovelanguages.com.
Oh, I will say I have used this website, yes. But not, like, I don't promote the website. I figured what my love language was, and I figured what my fiance's love language was. I just wanted to kind of see if this quiz was accurate, and it definitely was. So I'm not saying that this quiz isn't accurate. But it's alive. It's a possible training with tips. So we got to go with it with a grain of salt.
For those of you that want to screenshot or write that down, it's pretty easy to remember. There is a book with it as well. But right on the website, if you just click here to begin, discover your love language, then you can take it for yourself. And then if you're single or in a relationship, and then it's going to ask you a series of questions, and then you'll do better. And so that's kind of our biggest tip, is take that test and then research your love language. For me, like, my love language is words of affirmation, and then it's a tie between physical touch and acts of service. And so knowing that, Taylor then knows how to show me that he loves me without any type of hesitation, if that makes sense. And then Taylor's love languages:
Quality time and physical touch.
So I know that if I want Taylor to know that I love him, I need to put my phone down and give him some quality time every single day. And then we're both physical touch, so that makes it easy. But if you do that, and then you know what those love languages are, then even if you don't have the most time together every single day, you can really utilize the time that you do have and make sure that it's worthwhile and that you both feel loved. And then with that, I think the next tip that we have that'll help build your relationship, which obviously helps with your business when your relationship's going good, is communication. It's so key.
So we're gonna compare your relationship going well with your business going well. I'm not sure I know where this is going. I'm scared.
Especially Taylor's quality time. So if I'm ever not communicating with him what's going on in our day or in our busy lives, sometimes it gets a little crazy. So don't ever be afraid to communicate with your spouse and tell them what's going on, because I feel like that was one of the biggest.
Good point. And another point is you need to listen to that communication, and you probably should have listened to that communication long ago when you guys were fighting about you being in the business. I mean, I'm sure he's not fighting about it now because you all are making a ton of money. Like, no joke. I'm sure you guys are making a crap ton of money since you all are up there, either in the top 0.01% or very close to being in the top 0.01%. But yeah,
things that helped Taylor and I become closer, especially in the business, is when I communicated with him with what was going on or who I was talking to as far as potential customers or distributors were going, or the things I was struggling with. Because if I communicate that with him, then he can help me through it. Or even just as a woman, obviously I want him to just listen sometimes. So even just having somebody to vent to, it's amazing. So don't be afraid to utilize your spouse or your boyfriend or your significant other for that. Is there anything else you want to add, babe?
I will answer that question. At the very beginning of when she started this business, a lot of you know that I wasn't for the business. I was totally against it. Biggest part of it was because she was always on her phone. That was hard for me because I'm quality time. And I've always grown up with my parents always knowing that I needed to be out doing something. They were always at my sporting events. We were always camping, family vacations. Where Jocelyn, on the other hand, she grew up in a family where they were more homebodies, so they just stayed home a lot of the time. So when we got married and she was doing the business, she was always on her phone. And that was really hard for me, and we would fight all the time. We would argue. And then one day we figured out that we just needed to figure.
And there he admitted it. We fought all the time. And back in her live, which was posted before this video, she talked about them just being stressed at each other. No, this was actually putting a serious strain on their relationship, as I hypothesized in the previous video that you all saw posted. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. But yeah, it was putting a massive strain on their relationship. Everybody's money and then and not spending quality time with each other. That are the two major things that put the most strain on a relationship, and that's not something good to go through, especially as newlyweds.
Where we stood with our love languages, and we figured out that I'm quality time and physical touch, and once we figured that out, our marriage has been so much easier. We understand each other, and if we're having a hard time, we can take a step back and say, hey, I need to do this differently because this is going to affect her this way. And I don't know, I just recommend a lot of you to do that, because I get a lot of questions on how can I get my husband involved in the business, how can I get him to support me. And I think that's the biggest step, is to make sure you guys understand where you're at in your relationship, especially how your love language is. I think that's the biggest tip, and I think it's going to help out your businesses very significantly. And
But do you, Taylor?
Jocelyn and we're not perfect. A lot of people think or look at us from our social media or from the business that we live a perfect life, but we really don't. We're just normal individuals who have our ups and downs. But in the end, we know where we stand with each other, and we know how to take a step back when times are hard and realize what we need to fix and change differently.
Awkward silence.
I do feel like men sometimes aren't supportive because they feel lost. Or
That was an awkward silence and awkward pause. So I'm really hoping this gives me scripted vibes, and I really hope not. And I hope that my alleging is very wrong, but that felt really scripted.
don't feel, that connection with their wife anymore because they're so drawn to the business and they're putting so much of.
Or maybe not just like scripted, but like she gave him this, like maybe she had like wrote on something, said, hey, you need to talk about this now.
Time towards the business. So you got to realize, you got to divide that time up between the business and your social life, your life with your husband, your life with your family.
The priorities that we talked about.
Yeah, you just have to manage your time a lot more. That's definitely helped us. There's times where, we'll take a step back from the business and go on a date. We'll take a step back and go out to dinner, out to lunch. Something to where we have our time, but yet we still know that we need to be working hard with the business.
Awkward pause again.
So hopefully this will help you and your spouse maybe become closer, especially as you're trying to figure out maybe roles in the business or even just roles in your marriage or whatever relationship that you're in. I know it's definitely blessed our lives to have
He looks so thrilled.
in the love language test and to just an amazing way to get to know your spouse better so that you can communicate so much better. With that being said, guys, we really hope that you have an amazing Valentine's night, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you guys later.
Okay. Well, it wasn't as juicy as I thought, but it was kind of. So, yeah, y'all aren't marriage counselors, but thank you for your marriage counseling. Appreciate it. We'll take that to heart and make sure that I use it with my business. No. But I guess when you're putting content out, you need people to see more than just ItWorks, even though you kind of like slyly insert it every once in a while. No bigs, right? But if you all would have just communicated and worked things out a little bit easier, like it would have been a little bit easier. You wouldn't have had to fight your wife for time or anything like that. Like that you wouldn't have had to go through all that, but whatever. Yeah. So my thing is, I'm no marriage counselor. I'm not educated in any kind of marriage counseling or anything like that. I've been in a relationship for almost a decade now with someone, with the same person whom we've obviously had our ups and downs. I mean, what couple hasn't? But we've learned our way of communication and our love languages and things like that. Communication can be hard sometimes, and I get that. But with something like this, communicating, especially the communication in the beginning, you guys should have been communicating a lot more, especially with something like that, like joining a business and things like that. That's just me. That's just my opinion. But if my significant other told me now, I didn't listen back then and I should have, and I've learned from that, but told me now and I was going to start an MLM, which I'm definitely not, start up with another MLM, and he said, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, doesn't give me the best vibes, I'm afraid that you're just going to go into the hole, not because you can't do it, but because of how it's set up. We would sit down and have an adult conversation about it, and I would definitely listen to him, because, not from past experiences and because I'm anti-MLM now, but because communicating is important to me, and communicating how you're feeling is important to me as well. And quality time was important to him, and that's what he needed, and that's why they were fighting all the time. So, yeah. Pro tip for this video is not only do not join a multi-level marketing company, because you will not become a part of the top 0.01%, but it's also to say, pro tip, we're gonna have two this time. Number two is communicate with your significant others, please. Like, they know you better than you know yourself at times, depending on the subject. If they are uncomfortable with you doing something, you need to talk about it, you need to communicate about it, and you need to hear their side too. Not just know your side and think that you are right. And not only that, but spend quality time with each other. It is very important. Both individuals in a relationship need to feel loved. So there's my I'm not a marriage counselor advice. Okay? Please like, comment, subscribe. Get ready for the next videos. Let me know if you'd like to see any other content. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, whenever it is. And before I say sayonara, don't join a multi-level marketing company. I love you too much to do so. So please do not join one. Please don't. Thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day.